Hello, I'm Grace. South Korea's household debt problem, often described as a time bomb for the national economy, is sending signals of a structural crisis that goes far beyond mere statistics. According to recently released data, the household debt-to-income ratio in South Korea has reached a staggering 171%. This means that the total amount of debt owed is approximately 1.7 times larger than the total income earned by citizens in a single year. The situation is equally severe when compared to international standards, as South Korea ranks among the top 7 OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, member nations with the highest debt ratios. Despite the government rolling out various financial regulations and measures to curb household debt, these indicators remain at elevated levels. This phenomenon suggests that the government's policy controls are failing to fully offset market demand for loans and volatility in asset prices. The most significant issue revealed by these figures is the rapid contraction of actual household consumption capacity. As a substantial portion of income is diverted toward principal repayments and interest costs, the available funds necessary to sustain private consumption are being depleted. This creates a high risk of a vicious cycle, where the resulting domestic market stagnation ultimately erodes the growth engines of the overall economy. Interestingly, there is a discrepancy between different economic indicators, as the household debt-to-GDP ratio has actually shown a downward trend. Reports indicate that this ratio reached its lowest level in approximately 6 years and 3 months, creating an illusion of improvement on paper. However, this is merely a relative figure resulting from the growth of the overall economy, and it remains deeply disconnected from the actual debt burden felt by individual households. In other words, a mismatch is occurring between the macroeconomic perspective of national economic scale and the microeconomic perspective of household income. While the indicator showing that the government debt ratio has decreased by its largest margin is positive for national fiscal health, it cannot mask the crisis facing households. Ultimately, what is required now is not simple management of total debt volume, but sophisticated policy design aimed at restoring the actual repayment capacity of households. Unless the structural imbalance, where the rate of income growth fails to keep pace with the growth of debt, is addressed, an economic shock will be difficult to avoid. Future economic policies must be more finely tuned toward securing the financial health of households and revitalizing consumer spending. I'm Grace, thanks for watching.